You tell me, what did you guys see of Tyler Buckner today?
I've had all day to kind of break it down in my head. And I'll say this: I think it's less of Tyler Buckner ascending as much as it is Sam Hartman not being who I thought he was going to be. And look, it's April. He may very well be that guy come August. But 2 or 3 weeks into spring practices, I've seen a guy who looks a little uncomfortable. I don't want to say he looks lost because a lot of the times, and Patrick Ingle said this on our video earlier, and I totally agree with him. He'll go through progressions, and you're like, okay, he's looking and he's going to throw to the right guy. And today he did the same exact thing. He was making the right throw. He just was not putting the ball where it needed to be for that intended target. And his miss was the same every single time. It was long, it was way too far out in front of guys. If it needed to have a little more air under it, it didn't. He didn't have the touch. He zipped one. There was one where Audric Estime, I'm not sure if he was running a wheel. I don't remember the specific play in my head. And you make a good point on our thread today, Mike. We're not allowed to film all of these things that I'm talking about. What we get to film is what you're watching right now, warm-ups, and then routes on air. Audric Estime either ran a wheel or maybe he was lined up to the left side of the formation and he just kind of skirted out down the left sideline. And he found that pocket in between the corner and the safety. Notre Dame was playing a little bit of zone defense. And he's like, hey, hit me right here. And Sam Hartman just zipped it right over his head. Way too much mustard on it, whatever word you want to use. It just went right by Audric Estime. And I saw a couple throws to the right side of the field that were the same way. So Tyler Buckner didn't blow me away today. He had a touchdown pass to Holden Stays. It was a very good RPO. That's what you have with Tyler Buckner. You had everything moving to the left side of the formation on that play, sucked the defense in over that way. He skirts out to the right. Holden Stays is running it out, catches it perfectly, turns upfield, touchdown, Notre Dame. So you just had Tyler Buckner not make any mistakes, didn't try to force anything, made the plays that were there. And then Sam Hartman was just he looked like a guy that's only been working with these wide receivers for, I know he's been here since January, but they've only been practicing on the field in this capacity for a few weeks now. And it very much looked like the case between him and Buckner today.
Tim, I'm curious for your take on this. Putting your coach hat on and not your, your blue and gold analyst hat, if that makes sense. Put your bias aside, maybe is what I'm trying to say. For this whole Hartman Buckner debate. But how much of this do you think could be just him not? And Tyler, I want your thoughts on this too, as the guy watching it. How much could this be just him still being really new? He's only been with these guys for a couple months. It's only been a handful of practices. How much do you think that could be a part of this, Tim?
Yeah, that's the $10,000 question, correct? I guess there's a little pause here. I hear the, and I'm not trying not to be biased whatsoever. I love California quarterbacks, but Sam Hartman's played 5 years of college football. All right. Offense is not 1,000 different plays everyone has. Everyone throws a corner route. Everyone has the post. Everyone has the wheels. Everyone does crossings. Everyone does shallow crosses. Every program has play actions. For Sam Hartman, this is my opinion, not to come in and be the dude, guy who's throwing 110 touchdown passes, and he's just not, hey, give me the ball and slinging it. These guys have been throwing routes on air since January. They've been in they've been in the goog, they've been in the facility working out and things of that nature. So it's not like they just started throwing together when spring ball hit day one. They've been practicing. You're allowed to be with coaches and do installs now, like 2 days a week, I believe the new NCAA rules are. So they've been doing things. And I'll be honest with you, I'm absolutely floored. I'm stunned. I'm shocked. Not shocked to be like, I thought he was going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm just stunned he is struggling. Notre Dame is not putting in some wild, crazy new offense that he's never thrown, been in before. But I really think one thing no one's ever talked about and really ever looked at, we saw the 110 touchdown passes, but it was against ACC defenses. And Notre Dame has dominated the ACC football since his Brian Kelly 2.0 period. So that's one thing I think has been overshadowed. when breaking down Sam Hartman, I feel.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think another part of it could be the new receivers, but yeah, maybe after 3 months and all the routes on air that they're doing without the coaches, probably should have much better chemistry at this point. So, Tyler, do you have any thoughts on this? Like, do we have it's hard to have an answer for why this is happening, but any thoughts, Tyler?
Well, my thoughts are the concerning part is it's happened both times that we've seen in open practice now. Tyler Buckner has outplayed Sam Hartman 2 times in a row. And that's pretty much 4 hours of football. When you go to April 1st, we saw a 2-hour practice. Today, we saw a 2-hour practice. And we saw the same thing. And I'm not saying Tyler Buckner is out there lighting it up, throwing for 3 touchdowns, hitting everybody down the field, but he is making more plays than Sam Hartman right now. And today, I thought we were going to see something completely different. Sam Hartman's first rep today in 11 on 11, it was almost like I was going back watching all those Wake Forest games that I've watched in January and February, where they did a little like slow mesh read concept where Sam Hartman held the ball in the running back's belly, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is his bread and butter. He pulls it, throws it to Lorenzo Styles, 7-yard gain on a slant. Yes, Notre Dame fans, a slant. This is what I was watching with Wake Forest all offseason, and you're like, okay, they can just do that right on down the field. I'm not saying Notre Dame's going to have a slow mesh offense, but when in doubt, if you need to go to that a couple times, why wouldn't you? If you know it's going to get you 7 yards and you know that Sam Hartman's going to be comfortable making that throw. And then when I saw less of that as the day went on, and I saw more of Sam Hartman errantly overthrowing these receivers, I do wonder, and Tim makes a good point, that this isn't some, intricate offense where it's meticulous to learn and everything's going right over a 24-year-old quarterback's head. No, it's pretty easy. There's crossers, there's some downfield stuff, there's some slants. It's like you're playing Madden and you're picking the play. You're like, okay, I know what every single receiver is going to do here. That should be the case. And he's not in Winston-Salem anymore. And I think that really has a lot to do with it. You thought it wouldn't because he is such a veteran quarterback and he has all of this experience and all these stats and all these accolades. But right now it looks like he's not fitting in well. And again, it's only April, so you hope to work out all the kinks. But I'll go back to the point I made when I started this little diatribe here. 2 hours worth of practice today, 2 hours worth of practice on April 1st. We saw the same exact thing. We saw a guy who, quite frankly, couldn't complete passes.